Hey everybody, it's me, Lawrence Prezman, the Prez. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. It's stoppage time, and we're talking soccer. 3 guests today. Nick Borrman, you can find him at Borrman00. Carmine Bianco at Carmine Bianco WT, and Pavlos Laguretos at Poli_WT. And let's start with you, Pavlos. What's going on in Greece? How are you, my friend?
Greece is very nice. I hope Canada and the US are also very good. We have some very nice weather. I went to the beach to actually swim the other day. It was very nice, very cleansing. So, yeah, everything is fine.
Carm, do you see us live?
I do see us live, yeah.
Well, that's good news. So you went to the beach and you had a swim and you felt it was very cleansing. Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you got yourself cleansed. Welcome to the show, my brother. Carmine Bianco, what do you got for us? Any news? I hear rumblings a new show is in the works.
Yes. First of all, I've been absent for a few days. Sorry, guys. I usually...
Carm, your volume is not working right now, so we're just going to go over to Nick for a second and come back to you.
No.
It's in and out, brother. It's in and out. Don't worry, everybody. We'll get Carm working. Nick, talk to me, dude. How's the golf?
Golf. As it was for.
Yeah, I can't hear a word. Bear with us, everybody. We'll sort this out. Pavlos, your mic was perfect. Are you count to 10 in Greek?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
Do you hear that, guys? It's the beautiful sound of not muffled.
That is a good sound.
Oh,
maybe
you're all back. Carm, tell us about the show.
Yeah, no, I was saying I've been offline for 3-4 days, just dealing with migraines, but I've got a doctor's appointment tomorrow and some treatment, so hopefully we'll be back and kicking and finally start to produce some soccer winners. It's been a struggle. I apologize to the guys out there, but we will right the ship. But nobody wants to be part of the downward trend. You all want to be part of the upward trend, so we'll get it going. Other than that, all is good, my friend. I'm just going a little stir crazy. 3 months. I'm ready to get out of here.
Yeah, so my 19-year-old is losing her shit. 1 a.m. last night, I literally went for an hour walk with her just so that she breathed. But the irony of life, guys. Hottest day in Toronto so far this year, and what do you think happened, Nick?
What happened on the hardest day in Toronto this year? I don't know.
My air conditioning broke.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Carm,
I got a buddy who's an AC guy. Maybe I can get a hold of him.
No, I got a guy coming over, bro.
Right.
Okay, boys, let's get to soccer. Returns in England this week. Really exciting. EPL, daily games in La Liga. Lots going on. Pavlos, we're going to go to you first. Real Madrid hosts Valencia. Madrid had a fairly easy time, 3-1 win over the weekend, while Valencia drew at home. Over, under, which side, where we're going, halftime, props. What do you got for us, bro?
I have to say that for the second consecutive week, I get a team with a bat logo. I don't know if it's Carmine messing with me or whatever. But Valencia actually burned us with the play last week. They drew 1-1 to Levante. I don't know how that happened. It was a very, I don't know, I'd say it's a very weird game. It was a very balanced game, actually. The main reason for that, I don't know what... Valencia, they took the lead at the 89th minute. They struggled to get the lead, and they got equalized at the 8th minute of stoppage time through a penalty kick. So that's all I'm going to say about that match. I think it burned all of us here, or most of us. Real Madrid, on the other hand, they had a pretty easy game, as you said. They played Eibar at home. They scored 3 early goals, and they just conserved their strength. Real Madrid are sitting at the second spot with 59 points. They are 5 behind Barcelona, but they have 1 less match. Valencia, they are sitting at the 8th spot with 43 points. They are 1 point behind the top 7 spots that lead to the European competitions next season. So they're definitely interested in this match, in getting at least a point. I'm going to say a couple of things about the home advantage, or if there is any. Real Madrid are undefeated in the last 10 league matches against Valencia, but the last 5 of the last 8 were draws. So Valencia, they might not win a lot here, but they are really hard to beat. And when they lose, they only lose 1-0, 2-0, something like that. Now, looking at the motive of the two teams, Real Madrid surely need the win in order to stay afloat in the title chase against Barcelona. Valencia need the points so they can claim a European ticket. So I think we'll see goals here. So I'm going to... looks like a 2-1 win of Real Madrid to me, but I don't want to choose the sides here because Valencia could be dangerous. So I'm going to pick the over 3 goals here.
Pavlos Laguretos, you can find him at WagerTalk.com. He likes the over in the Real Madrid game. Carmine Bianco, red card, yellow card, or no card?
No, I agree with him. If there's a red card, it's for Valencia. All of us were on that game, in that 98th minute penalty. For me, it wasn't a penalty. It was a questionable call right on the outside of the box. I thought it could have been a free kick from the edge of the box as opposed to a penalty kick. Referees seem to want to, since this restart, referees seem to want to be a big factor in these games. It's really bad. They're giving out red cards. They're giving out penalties. There's more happening now than before the break. So it's a red to the officials. And even though you gave me a red card, Pavlos, last week, I'm going to let it slide this week. You're not even getting a yellow.
Okay, Carmine likes the over too. Nick Borrman.
I am a no card here. I would agree that the over is probably the way to play it. 12 of the last 14 between these teams, 3 goals. So it's a high scoring history between the teams. And don't talk about red cards, Carm. I've had freaking 70% of my games over the last 2 weeks. There's been a red card involved in the matches I'm capping, so I'm frustrated as heck on that situation. But I agree here. No card. I like the over as well.
Well, boys, before we get into the next game, firstly, I want to welcome in some of our real loyal listeners, La Maguina, Brian Watson, Mike D. Welcome to the show. If anybody has any questions, please type it into the chat room. We got you. NASCAR show at 2 p.m. Eastern today, and then at 3 o'clock straight from the Strip. We also have a promo for everybody. $20 off of 1 week of all 4 of our soccer guys. That's Pavlos, Carmine, Nick Borrman, and Kevin Dolan. Regular price $69, $49 for all of you. That's $7 a day. The code at both WagerTalk and Sports Memo is REDCARD20. So make sure to head over to WagerTalk and Sports Memo and get down on that. Boys, real quick, I watch a lot of soccer, and La Maguina writes, that penalty was horrible. Every penalty shot, at least, and every red card is horrible. Why the hell have they not changed the rules on this nonsense? I mean, I always think to myself, could you imagine a defensive end rushing the quarterback, picks him up, bear hug, double slam, elbow to the head, Hulk Hogan leg sweep. And then the ref's like, that's it. Offense on the field, no defense. You have 1 free shot at the end zone. I'm going to guess it'll be a touchdown. One of the most baffling things to me in the world is the penalty shot. It's just, and it's like there are way more egregious crimes in pretty much every other sport And none of them are as lopsided as handing a red card out or a penalty shot. Okay, my vent's over. Carm, you look mad.
Yeah.
You're like, why are you messing with the purity of soccer?
No, it's across all sports. Hockey seems to be a softer game right now. The defenses can't do anything now in football, where you just see flags, personal fouls.
Yeah, but none of it is that
passer,
lopsided. Carm, a penalty shot in hockey equates to 26% chance of scoring.
No, yeah, and with that, I like VAR. I like the fact that they get the calls. They're getting the calls right. Where it bugs everybody is the one where his toe is an inch offside, and so it's no goal. And you figure that really shouldn't factor into it, but you can't start expanding saying, let's give him 6
I
inches,
agree with
let's
that.
give
An
him a
inch
foot
offside. They do that in hockey. Your skate is up instead of on the ice. It's offside. I accept that.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's the red cards that are happening in the sport that affect it more than anything else. I've said this before. Nick has said this before. A red card, you would figure a red card in soccer, if you've got the total, is good because now it's 10 versus 11. There's one less man on the field for one of the teams. It's not. The change in formations for a team that now plays defensive, especially if they're in a game where they're either up a goal or they're even at 1 or whatever, or at 0. They just sit it out. There was a game yesterday, same thing. For about 80 minutes, the team had the advantage, and the game finished 0-0, I believe.
Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah, sorry. It's a totals killer. I completely hate it. It doesn't mean that no total is going to go over when there's a red card, but it's very rare that it does happen. It has happened in the Hoffenheim game. It's gone over a couple times with a red card, but it's just the way it is, Lawrence. It's frustrating when a team that's been completely outplayed has 30% possession and one shot on goal gets a penalty in the last minute of the game to kill your wager. It just, yeah.
I'll jump in for a second. Prez, to kind of mention what you said about how egregious the penalty kick is and how you just hand a guy a chance to score. I think was legit, right? I mean, it was a soccer player taking, doing whatever they can. A guy's breaking away, nobody in front of him, and you pull him down so he doesn't get that one-on-one with the goalie. So I think the idea of where it came from made sense, but now to what it has included, and you have to be black and white with the rules, as Carm said, right? You're offside, you touch the ball in the box with your arm. A lot of it becomes judgment. Well, did he raise his arm to hit it? So the idea behind it made sense, but where it's gone to now and how egregious it is on some of the calls, I 100% agree. I mean, a lot of them, you look at them now and you go, I don't know. I mean, I guess by the letter of the law,
I think it would be super cool if they allow the backup goalie to join the actual goalie so that there's 2 goalies.
True.
I guarantee you that will get the percentage of goals on a penalty kick lower. Or why don't you just move the guy back 2 meters? Like, everybody's bigger than they were when these rules were made. Why are you smiling, Pavlos?
Yeah, you can't change the purity.
No, there's never been a rule change in any sport at any time. Never, ever, ever.
I will say this, though. If, like Nick said, if a guy, let's say it's a Vardy. Vardy's in all alone with the goalie, gets pulled down from behind, it's a penalty. Here's the thing is, he likely, at that time where he's in all alone the goal, he's probably going to score. With a penalty, the goalie now has a chance to make that save. In NHL, you pull the goalie, and a guy's on a breakaway, and someone throws his stick. Prez, what do?
That's okay. That's with no goalie in net. But I think Nick summed it up. There are times when the penalty shot is fair because the percentage chance of scoring is appropriate to the percentage chance of scoring on a penalty shot. Those times are rare. And let's get on with our show. EPL, Carm, you're up. It returns with 2 games today. Let's look at the afternoon game. Manchester City hosting Arsenal. I'm not even going to set it up, dude. I know we both have a friend who loves Arsenal, right?
Yeah, I forgot to send them a link to the show today. Listen, of the two games today, this is obviously the better one, and the other one is just underway. Talent-wise, both on the field and off the field, on the bench, are such a deep team. If it wasn't for the phenomenal season that Liverpool's having, City would probably be winning the title again this season. As far as Arsenal, in that if you went to my Cappers page and you downloaded it, I have a guide up there, a preseason guide that I put up on the EPL, and I had picked Arsenal to finish much. I thought they could squeak into fourth in one of those Champions League spots, and they currently are 8 points behind Chelsea with a game in hand. But I don't think they're finishing top four, and the reason being is their back line, non-existent. Their midfield, non-existent. Anyone who follows me knows I put big stock in a team that has a good back line, an exceptional midfield, that can play the ball out from the back out and get the ball to their scorers. Liverpool has that. Man City has that. Leicester City has that. These are teams that have it. Arsenal have good attackers. Pepe, Aubameyang, Nketiah. These are guys who can score, but they can't get them the ball. And they rely on their defense, who has done nothing for them. When they go on the road, they're almost non-existent. With that said, first game after the break, the total just seems too high for me. It was at 3.5 this morning when last I looked. I just don't. I think any other time I would probably look at the over. I'm looking at the under here. The line is minus 300, probably about where it should be. The goal line is 1.5. It's right on the cusp of where I think this final score could be. 2-0 pays plus 800. 2-1 pays plus 850. I think those are probably one of the score lines. I'm going to go with Man City to win 2-0 here.
Beautiful stuff, Carmine Bianco. Pavlos, red, yellow, or no card for this, the bald man? Some people hate when I call you that. I speak endearingly.
No
Look
card.
at Carm's face. Carm is like
Carm will
ready
kill
to
me.
kill right now.
He was upset
I'm in
about that.
pain. That's more than anything. I'm in pain.
Well, I'm
So-
really sorry about that, dude. You're like one of my best friends, and I can't stand the thought of you being in pain. If I could take some of it and hand it to Nick, I would.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so no card from Pavlos. Nick?
I would just like to add before Nick, I'm sorry, that the odds are very, weirdly in favor of Manchester City, and Arsenal could maybe, I don't know, this match could be a Manchester City thrashing of Arsenal, but I 100% agree with the under here. 100%. Carl.
Not even like 99. Like, it's like
No,
100.
100%.
Okay, well, there you go, Carm. Pavlos is giving you some love.
God bless him.
I think I'll tell you, just before we get to you, Nick, I want to tell you guys, I think the four of you, including Kevin Dolan, as a group of soccer guys, I think you should challenge like people, challenge like the WagerTalk, football guys to like a duel or something. I think you guys might be the four coolest dudes we got. All fit, healthy. Some of you are handsome. I'm impressed. Nick, red card, yellow card, or no card?
No card for me. I'm a 98% under agreement here. There's always a chance Man City can score 7, but listen, the last 4 of the last 5 has stayed under the total. Man City's won them all. They should win this one. They have the talent on their side. I think coming back from the restart, like Carr mentioned, could be a little slower to kind of get into the flow of the game, which also helps the under. Anytime you see Man City, you see high totals just because of the name. So I think this is good value this week. 9%.
There you go. He's Nick
Yes,
Borrman,
Nick
Carmine
Borrman.
Bianco, Pavlos with us. All three of them and Kevin can be found at WagerTalk.com. $20 off of a week of their plays. I am sweating buckets. My air conditioning is broken. Use the promo code REDCARD20. Nick, it's your turn, dude. Alaves versus Real Sociedad. How was my pronunciation, Nick?
Oh,
You got to, well, the Spanish ending would be Dodd. instead of dad. You got to have the Dodd.
Well, firstly, Carmine literally sent that to me and spelt it out. Like, it literally says, so she dud, dad. And I just read it. Like, Carm's amazing, man.
I think he actually read it right. Well, I think he did 98.6% correct there.
Well, I'll take that. I'll take that. That's for sure. Blah, blah, blah. Go ahead, Nick.
I think I might see a card or two from the guys on here because I'm going to go with the unsexy, unfun, boring home side and Alaves here, catching a half a goal at home. They lost 0-2 at Espanyol their first match thanks to a 19-minute red card from their keeper who actually ran outside the box to grab a ball, which was probably just obviously a goof, but, haven't played soccer in 3 months, not paying attention where you're on the field. So they didn't really have a chance at the beginning of that game. So we didn't get too much of a read on them. But they've been very good this year. They have just 3 losses. They have a 6-win, 5-draw, 3-loss record and a +7 goal differential. So they're a tough team to beat at home. They're kind of like a grinded out, slower style, don't give a lot of chances type of a team. And that might be tough here for Sociedad to crack because as we watched them in their last game, I think we were all on them, by the way, against Osasuna. They ended up drawing 1-1. They fell down 0-1 and then came back to tie it up and probably should have won the game or had some chances, but they just couldn't get anything going. On the road this year, they're just 6-win, 2-draw, 6 losses, have a negative goal differential, -3. And, I just watching that game, I didn't see a lot of excitement from the team. So I don't like them coming on the road here. Alaves, like I said, does a good job at home. They're very tough to crack on that side. I was looking at the correct score props. A 1-1 draw is kind of low. I mean, that's kind of where I think this game is going to end up. Maybe each one nets one, but it's only +525. I usually like to see at least a 700 number on a correct score because correct scores are hard. So when it's that low, it's value, but I don't really think it is on a correct score. Was happy to hit. We hit the Bayern one with the free pick on Friday. Was 2-1. That was +750. But I think this is a little low. But anyway, I think this game's going to end around that number 1-1. Maybe Alaves can squeak out a win at 1-0, but I like them catching the half a goal. I think a draw is worst case for them. Sociedad did win the reverse fixture 3-0 in September. They held Alaves without a single shot, but 4 of the last 6 between these teams have stayed under the total. So I also like the under a little bit here, but my big play on this one would be Alaves at home, plus a half a goal. Hopefully you guys agree, but I feel like I might see a red card or at least a yellow card here.
Well, before we get into that, I just want to welcome Abel, our good pal. Welcome to the show, and Elliot. I hope you're well, Elliot. Guys listening to the show, feel free to put your own red, yellow, or no cards up for these guys. So, get involved in what we're doing over here. We love you all. We're so appreciative. As of now, we do not have one single thumbs down. Yesterday, I went off. We only had 1 thumbs down on yesterday's show, the NFL preview show, and I was like, "What the hell, man? Like, what grown man actually watches free content on his own accord and then takes the time to actually give it a thumbs down? Like, could you imagine? I'm going to show up to your job, and I'm just going to watch you work." And I'm just going to keep giving you thumbs down while you do it. Like,
yeah, my thing here with that is I honestly believe it's not a viewer, an actual viewer that's giving you the thumbs down. We have competition or people who are trying to compete with WagerTalk and maybe their channels don't get the views.
Oh!
So the best thing to do is come and give a downward thumb or whatever.
There you go. I love it. That has to be the reason, or one of my exes.
That is more thumbs up, I would down.
No, it might be equal, though. We'd have some thumbs up, too. Thumbs up for thank God I'm your ex now. Pavlos on Nick's call. Red card, yellow card, or no card. Stop laughing. Focus.
You guys are hilarious. I agree with the sides here.
All right.
As far as the totals, I'm a bit confused because I think it's 225. The total is over 225. I'm not sure. Let me check.
Yeah, 2.25.
Yeah, 2.25. I see that Alaves have goals from both sides. So I think, yeah, the 1-1 also is a very good option.
What's
I'm
the odds
torn
on
between the
1-1?
Let me
1-1
check.
is plus 525.
Well, there you go, boys. Go
That's
bet
right.
it. That's the bet for the day. I am 96.2% positive. I don't know what I'm talking about. Carm?
Okay. Yes. Okay. No card for Nick. It's Alaves are tough at home. They play very well at home. They've only allowed 11 goals at home, which is 0.79 goals per game average at home. They're sitting on 32 points, which is 7 points above Mallorca for that last relegation spot. So they're really only, I would think, about 3 points away from guaranteeing themselves another season in La Liga. They're safe, but picking up a point here at home, or even 3 points, would be huge for them here on out. So I'm going to look for Alaves plus that half a goal as well too, and maybe to win the game outright 1-0 at plus 850.
There you go.
Wow, there you go. Good stuff. Carmine Bianco, Pavlos, and Nick Borrman with us. Make sure to check out our Friday show. We remove Pavlos and we insert Kevin. But you know what? We should have a show with both of them on one of these days. Carm, what's going on for the weekends?
Oh, wait. So here's the thing. I'm trying to get this set up for the viewers out there. Nick and I, and then we'll be joined by Pablo. We are going to do a live betting. So if we can get the software up and working for this Sunday or Saturday, it'll be Saturday 12:30 game, West Ham and Wolves. We'll have the game on the screen, and along with Nick and I, and we will in-game wager. I'm gonna wager which all the funds that Nick and I win throughout the live betting thing will go to a charity. So Nick, bring your A game, buddy.
I'm in. Can't wait.
Oh, that's beautiful, dude. And Carm, just to let you know, I can set that up for you, bro. Just get your computer, bring it over to my house, and I'll set you up in 5 minutes. You don't need Joe. You don't need anybody. I'll set you up in 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, Joe, listen, Joe did a fantastic job today. It's Skype pitches into the screen. He says he'll figure it out. Everything else is set up.
Oh, you were struggling to get the Skype picture? Yeah, okay. Find someone else to help. Il Pal, welcome to the show. Richard Casey, nice to see you guys. Okay, so we got an in-game soccer betting show, ideally starting on Saturday. Make sure to tweet the crap out of that. It should be really fun, and it'll build. So, you know, guys, if I'm the only one logged in on Saturday, we have real problems. The big problem is, why did I log in? But let it slowly build. And I have no doubt that
guys love
Abel will be here, and Kane will be here, and La Maguina will be here. Pavlos will send his wife in. No, he won't.
Prez,
I don't.
You know the thing I think, Prez, which that'll be good about this show is, we're not just talking about one game. We're going to bring in some other games that we're going to talk about while we're live betting. But when we give guys picks on games, that's it. You give them the pick and they're done. With live betting, we'll be able to communicate to some of the guys who have bought our picks what to do in game with the wager that they already have. So they could have hypothetically Manchester City and Arsenal, and we gave them under 3.5, and they tell them either how to hedge that bet out or get out of a bet that we feel might be going the wrong way. So this is a great way for guys who buy our plays, and we're going to let them know to follow along, and then also to look with a pick that we know is going to win. There's some other betting options within that game to continue to make even more money on that game. So I look forward to it. Nick and I will put our brains together and the cleansed man out there in Greece will get some.
Okay, guys, sorry about our sound troubles. You know, it's been happening a little bit of late, and I honestly think it might be related to COVID. Everybody is at home, and everybody is on Wi-Fi, and I don't know what's going on, but I am moving houses in 12 days, and I have upped my internet speed 5x. So it should be pretty much smoother, but also the internet speed coming out of all these other people's houses are also in play. And you must remember, we do have a person from Greece on the show. I think Greece, you guys are using broadband, right? Like mode?
Some dial-up.
Like Pavlos, Pavlos, I know AOL might be really big in Greece. Don't buy their stock. Spoiler alert, they don't do well.
Some of us do.
Okay. Consensus pick, Carm. Take it away.
I'll throw this one to Nick.
So we got the Premier League, as you mentioned, returning today. Friday, huge match. Spurs, Tottenham versus United. Evening is back in action after missing the injury time that he would have missed would have taken him to the end of the season. So having 3 months off and getting him back for the end run is a fantastic thing.
You're not for all the other teams.
Carmine?
Yeah, this is one of those ones where I'm going to look at some prop wagers. I think the game is very tight. I do like Tottenham. They're getting, I think, a quarter goal in this game. And even though Dele Alli is suspended for this game for some stuff that we won't on social media on his private account, and it was leaked out by a friend. It's something he shouldn't have done. He should be suspended. He'll miss this game, and but I think is that much better. I'm actually going to go with both teams to score here. You've got to lay about 143 is the current number here, so it's gone up a bit because it was at 129, I think it was earlier this morning. Both teams to score. This is one of those games where I could literally see this being a 1-1 draw. And if you like 1-1 draw, it is the lowest paying price out there at
Carm, there's very few people who don't like a good solid 1-1 draw. I mean, let's be honest here.
I love you, Prez.
Hey, you're the analysts, I'm the color. We work well together.
Absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
So you all
You're
agree.
wearing orange again today.
So the consensus play is a 1-1 draw?
No, you're going to those are my talking points. We're now going to go to the man in Greece for his
Okay,
talking
Pavlos,
points.
go ahead. Not like I know what I'm doing right now.
Okay, so both teams have had a couple of important injuries or absences before the break, but they are both almost fully healthy now. Manchester United have Pogba and Martial and Lingard. They're all stacked up front. Tottenham have Son and Kane and Sissoko and Bergwijn. All these guys, they are back. So I definitely agree with Carm on the. Do they have the subs also in Premier League? I think they do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think United have a better quality up front. So as if we compare the players, the midfielders and the offensive, the forwards of Manchester United and Tottenham. When those players get tired and they will need to be substituted, I think that Manchester United have a couple of better players in the midfield, not up front. So I definitely think that we'll see goals here. But I think it's Tottenham that I feel like they have. I think we all feel like they have the upper hand here with a quarter goal. I think
Okay, so Carm, I got to admit confusion here. I did sleep through my alarm, and I am zoning out a little bit. But like, what exactly is the consensus pick?
So the consensus pick is Tottenham.
Okay,
plus
there
a
we go.
quarter of a
Perfect.
goal. So
Nick, do
it's
you
like
want to add to that?
All right.
Yeah, I think we're all this, and we just realized it right now. Both teams to score is another good way to play this one. But I think we're all just saying Tottenham injuries coming back. The break came at a good time for them. They were reeling. They were injury dead. But now 9 games to go, they're going to push hard. They got a chance to still get Champions League play for next year. I think at home here they come out at least get that draw. So that would cash half our bet. We're all in that plus quarter of a goal here. I think that's the way to go.
Guys, Richard Casey just commented, the Prez loves a Sarcy comment. Can anyone explain that to me?
Saucy.
What?
Or sarcastic, maybe.
No, it's
Like a saucy
Sarcy.
Well, I mean, maybe.
Is that a word?
Really not
Scary.
I guess you're right.
Maybe it's scary. You
Loves a
just spelled it
scary
Oh, yeah.
comment? That doesn't make any sense. What
think
does
it's
that
saucy.
mean? Like, I mean, I know for sure,
Saucy,
like
like
it, like tzatziki, like Greek style, flavorless sauce, or like Italian arrabbiata, nice and heavy with a beautiful spice sauce, or maybe a Dutch sauce like you, Nick, marijuana sprinkled on poutine.
A Mexican hot sauce.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I really like Pavlos. He's a great audience to my idiotic jokes.
he-
Are you high,
I'm hungry right
Pavlos?
now. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to get a look at his.
No,
Okay, you sure? Okay, I have to ask a high person twice
might
because
look high.
sometimes they don't know what we're actually asking the first time.
Sure.
What do you mean? Normal cigarettes? We have this joke in Greek, but it doesn't translate to English.
Yeah,
so-
we saved the
Yeah.
jokes for
Maybe I'll
Kevin
translate.
Dolan. He's the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, Richard Casey says sarcastic.
No, I like
and yes, Richard, I do like my sarcasm. I prefer other people's sarcasm. Oh, Chris at WagerTalk came and showed up with a LMAO. Oh, he
forward to this show every
does. He
week.
does. Boys, want to give out the promo again? Red card 20, $20 off of a week of any of these guys' plays. Pavlos, Carmine, Nick Borrman, or Kevin Dolan. You can use that promo code over at wagertalk.com. Don't forget, 2 o'clock Eastern today, our NASCAR show. Steve Merrill, Andy Lang, and Rocky Atkinson. At 3 o'clock Eastern, we have Straight from the Strip with Kelly, Gianni, and Minty. And at 4 o'clock Eastern, we have the KBO show, Korean Baseball. Andrew McGinnis and Dave Koken. As well, the great Carmine Bianco, who is putting together a in-game live betting soccer show, which hopefully, ideally, will start on Saturday. Pavlos, do you want to leave us with anything? I don't want to say goodbye. I'm having too much fun, but we must move on.
I think I'll go to the beach and cleanse myself a little.
Trust us, you need a lot more
cleansing.
cleansing, Pavlos.
Don't we all?
Yeah, I don't think Nick does.
You know,
Okay,
pretty
so
clean
there
right
you
now.
go. Pavlos is ending the show with, I'm going to get cleansed more. Carmine?
we're expecting Pavlos to send to our DM group on Twitter some pictures of not himself, but some of the other cleansing that's going on the beach.
It's funny, Carm. Remember, our friend Brian? This guy goes on
Yeah.
vacation and literally just takes pictures of all the women on the beaches and at the pools and sends them to us. But it does beg the question, Pavlos, being the only European on this in this group, Speedo? Oh, thank God.
No.
Oh, thank God. My dad is 76.
I go commando.
My dad is 76 years
I
old and
just-
still wears a Speedo.
Good for him.
God, no.
Yeah, his 7 granddaughters do not appreciate it.
Prez, Abel just asked, and maybe this is how we can keep the show going just a little longer. Who do we like in today's Coppa home? It's Napoli and Juventus in the final of the Italian Cup. I don't have this as a play up, and I'll tell you why. I couldn't find a winner in this game. I'm not certain that I'd love to Juventus to win, but I'm not certain that they would win, and the odds aren't big enough on Napoli for me to want to take them. And even the total sitting at 2.5. I'm leaning to the under here. Napoli's one of those teams that if they're going to win this game, they're going to win it like 1-0 or 2-0. Neither team looked too impressive in their Leg 2 of the Coppa Italian semifinals this past week.
Okay, I got an idea, boys. So Pavlos is a guy who really likes to cleanse at the beach, and Nick is a golfer. Next Wednesday, Carmine and I will come up with a game. You guys will have to bet against each other. If Pavlos loses, he will have to spend the day at the beach in a Speedo. We will require pictures. And if Nick loses, he will have to golf in what, Nick?
Speedos.
Yeah, done. Scottish kilt. Done.
That's actually pretty cool. That's not embarrassing at all. It's
oh, wait, Pavlos doesn't like that. He doesn't think that's embarrassing. Okay, Pavlos, he'll golf in the Speedo. You go to the beach in the kilt.
I don't think they'll let me on the course. I got to pay to get on the course. They won't let me come on in the Speedo. It's got to be something I can actually.
Okay, well, think about it, guys, because I really do think that there's something there. For all of you people who are noticing my shirt is getting stained from sweat, the air conditioning broke. Boys, let's call it a show. I love you all. Abel, Richard, Mike D, Lamaguina, Elliot, Il Pau, Richard, Casey, anybody else I forgot to mention. I can't thank you guys. Brian Watson, can't thank you guys enough for logging on, watching our show, giving us the thumbs up. It's a real honor to do this with the three of you, and for all of you guys. Make sure 2 p.m. Eastern you check back. It's our NASCAR show, and I don't think those guys have lost a race yet, so make sure to check that out. Think of a bet, boys, because frankly, I just want to see Pavlos running around a beach in a Speedo. I'm actually hoping you lose. I think it'll light up Twitter, dude. It will light up Twitter.
Okay, let's
his
do that.
His beard covers more than his Speedo will.
Well, God willing, he manscaped, because with that beard, I don't want to see him in a Speedo, man. Okay, and on that note, outstanding stuff. We'll speak to you all on Friday. Be well, everybody.